In this video, we want to look at some features under the maintenance module of MedSoft. Now we're going to look at some fundamental features. So after logging into the software, we're taken to the dashboard. To go to maintenance, you hit the maintenance button. Okay, so we have quite a number of different modules under maintenance. The first one we want to look at is system. Now, system is basically a module that has to do with the enabling and disabling of various features. So we have different tabs here: general, users, options and features, and so on. But we want to start with general. So quickly, beginning from the left hand side, we have where the software is being used indicated. We have rates that can be set, such as GCT, duty, check numbers, the order in which the next check would be printed. We have features that can be disabled. We have limits that can be set. There are also areas that allow for the accommodation of receipt messages. At this section, we have printer information, which has to do with the selection of printers. So if it's a case where various printers are being used, you can set the one that is used most regularly, which would be the primary printer. Then you have another two, second and third. Probably you want to have a printer that prints letter sized outputs. That could have been the second printer. Moving along further down, we have an area that accommodates location. So if it's a case where the business have multiple locations, then this area would be useful. Users. So this is really where access levels and users are created. So let's do an example of a user. So let us create a user, Jane Doe, and we want to make her a nurse. So the login name and the name can really be the same thing. So we need those as well as password. 1 2 3 4 5. Verify the password. So security level, let's make it 2. Profile is something that really can be ignored for this purpose. We're just setting a user. Go ahead and save that. So we can see we have Jane Doe here, and it's usually a good idea to just go ahead and check to see if login is successful based on the username and password which should have been created. Right. Alright, so moving on to the next tab. Options and features. This has quite a number of different options and features as it suggests. We have two tabs here that gives users various options that they can enable and disable based on their preference of the functionality of MedSoft. Backup and maintenance really has to do with backing up and maintenance, backing up of data on a certain drive, the type of compression. It also allows for the clearing of data to whether make the system more efficient in terms of speed, exclusion of data, import large volumes of data, instead of entering them one by one. Internet has to do with two things mainly: backing up online, which has to do with cloud computing, and also the setting up of internet protocols, which has to do with emailing. So if it's a case where you want to communicate with people external of the software, then this area would have to be configured. So let us go to more settings. Still options and features related. So we have different options and features that can be enabled or disabled, whether it is for the entry of guests, patients. So we have users, we have clients who actually have patients register themselves. So based on what you want the patient to be able to enter or not be able to enter, you can always access this area and select them accordingly. So as the heading suggests, the features are basically self-explanatory. Alright, so this is basically an overview of the fundamental areas. Next module or company. So this basically deals with the business fundamental data, whether it is the name of the business, the address. These are things that would normally be seen at the top of a receipt, contact details, phone number, and email. And depending on the client, they would find use for some features. Some persons may not want to use certain features, so it's all there for them to choose. Patient, still under maintenance, patient maintenance. So this is where a patient would be created or edited or removed from the system. So where it says account number, this is automatically assigned. So if we should create someone, and save that, we're gonna see that this person would automatically be assigned an account number. And of course we could modify these things as it suggests maintenance, and we could delete, which needs authorization. Right, so there are a number of tabs here that one would find important, such as emergency contacts. So we have quite a number of accommodations for emergency contacts under patient maintenance, and various other features that again is dependent on the client using the software. Employee maintenance. Some persons do want to be able to have some information in the system that they're using on their workers. So MedSoft actually provides a module for that. So it takes basic to a little more than basic information, and it can become a bit in-depth based on how one would want to track or manage their employees. Product maintenance. So in this case, product would also be a service. So it's really a matter of entering data